Hey folks, I'm Isadora Passos. I am the founder and general coordinator of MAIS in class of 2025 in Stanford University. First of all, thank you so much for everyone who congratulated me for my acceptance. That was really sweet of you. And today I'm going to be answering some of your questions that you sent to us on our Instagram at MAIS Startup about the application process. So let's get started with the first question. How did you prepare your application by Cami Santiago, Você, Olímpico, Kim, and Maria Vicenti? Well, I decided that I wanted to apply for American universities in my sophomore year, and I knew nothing about the process. So I looked for some guidance and I found it at Crimson Education. It is a consulting firm that helps students throughout the world to apply for US and UK universities. It is a global reference, and I am really thankful for my team who helped me throughout the entire application process, from deciding which extracurriculars to prioritize to asking for letters of recommendation or learning how to use the Common App. So thank you so much for that. And if you are applying for US universities or UK universities, don't forget to check their Instagrams at Crimson Brazil and at Crimson Education, because they have tons of resources that are going to be extremely helpful to you. I remember spending 5 hours per day just reading these study cases and analyzing them and looking for activities that spoke to me that would strengthen my application as well. Second question by Mel Araújo. Did you take a gap year? No, I didn't take a gap year. I applied directly from my senior year. Third question by Manu Damian. What was your ranking? So my school does not have a ranking, and I have no idea because of it. However, my grade was 9.8 out of 10, which probably means that I would be at least in the top 5%, which is what you should aim for if you are applying for competitive universities such as Stanford. Next question, what did you fear the most? By Maria Vicenti. Not being accepted. Kidding but not kidding. The application process is a really complex process and nothing is guaranteed. It doesn't matter if you have the best extracurriculars and the best awards that you could. You never know if you are getting accepted into one of those competitive universities such as Stanford, because you don't really know who's going to be reading your application and what they are looking for. And that kind of leads me to the next question, which is how did you deal with insecurity by Você, Olímpico, Rafa Bax, and Mota Clarinha? So I had a lot of help from my Crimson team. As I mentioned before, they were really supportive. And whenever I would feel insecure about my application, they would help me to establish an efficient plan to strengthen my curriculum. And that would make me feel better about my chances of getting accepted. Okay, which universities did you apply to? By Vini Santos. Well, I applied to a total of 15 universities, and they were the following: Brown University, Columbia University, Cornell University, Dartmouth College, Duke University, Harvard University, Northwestern University, Princeton University, Rice University, Stanford University, University of Chicago, University of Notre Dame, University of Pennsylvania, Vanderbilt University, and Yale University. Those were the universities I applied to. Were you also studying for Enem Vestibular by Tati Uli? I was not. However, my Brazilian schools were focused on that, and they were really rigorous. So even if I would take Enem or Vestibular, I would probably do great in that as well. How did you study for standardized testing? By Stella and via Yumi? So for the SAT, I studied through the Khan Academy, and I also used the SAT Prep Black Book, which was really great for improving my reading and writing score. And for the English proficiency test, I chose to take the Duolingo instead of the TOEFL. I just did some of the mock tests they have online, which are for free and they last 15 minutes. Because the Duolingo doesn't really have any source or material for you to study from. But from someone who has taken the test, if you need to improve your score, I would tell you to increase your vocabulary and practice writing and speaking with quality and fast. Next question, did you apply early for Stanford? By Biel Gomes? No, I didn't. I applied regular for Stanford University. Next question, what are they looking for in a student? By Kawa Nunes and Katarina. Well, I don't know about all universities, but I do know for a fact that Stanford University, being the most competitive university for undergraduate students in the US, and in the world, I believe, really takes into consideration what they call academic vitality. And that leads me to the next question by Bial Gomes as well. How did you show intellectual vitality? So Stanford looks for that by looking at a specific essay, which is the essay that asks you to reflect on a topic or idea that makes you genuinely excited about learning. And I believe that the interviewers are also trained to notice academic vitality during your interview. You know, when your eyes shine, when you're talking about something you're actually passionate about, that's how you show intellectual vitality. Next question, do you think extracurricular activities are the most important part of the application? By sim ou claro ou óbvio, Vitor Polieste, Pepe Mataomoto, and Duda Kitty. So I don't. Being short, I don't think they are the most important part. The application is a holistic process, so they take everything into consideration. I can say, however, that the extracurricular essay and interview section of your application is where you have the best shot at calling attention from the great pile of applicants, because that's when you actually show your personal qualities and attributes and who you are as a person and what kind of student you will be at the university. Next question, how do you find out what to prioritize? By Grazi Rodriguez. So I created a schedule. It's really, really important that you have a well-defined schedule for the application process because you have so many things to work on: standardized testing, school breaks, extracurricular activities, writing essays, practicing for interviews. And having a schedule is gonna make you be able to do everything you want to do. I mean, maybe not everything, but most of it. I guess that's important, but if you still have to decide between what to prioritize, I would tell you to do something that connects to your core values and passions, but that also has impact to your community and also gives you like good stories to tell. You're gonna find out that those are one of the most important parts of the application. Being able to create a narrative about what you have been through. Either it is an extracurricular or a life story. What was the best thing about your application? By Liz Miha and Elais. I don't know. I don't actually think there was one only thing that shone through. However, I do have some highlights. MAIS, of course, was one of the biggest highlights in my application. Also my research project of the harassment prevention keychain. And strangely, maybe, my interest for the Toyota production system came out to be one of my highlights because I talked about it in one of the most important essays for Stanford. And I also talked a lot about it in my interview. And I could tell you that my interviewer liked what I was talking about, so yeah. But I received a personal letter from my admissions officer where she mentioned the fact that I moved so many times and was still able to adapt to those different places and were able to succeed in all of them, and that it just showed my persistence. So if you want to follow my admission officer's words, I would definitely say that my autonomy and resilience was the biggest highlights in my application. Okay, we're almost ending the questions, and now it's why Stanford? No academics related answers allowed by Nata, Milbrad, and Isabella. Well, I do have to mention academics. I mean, Stanford is one of the best universities in the world, if not the best university in the world, and it is a global reference for the major I'm interested in, which is mechanical engineering. And it also values research, and it is located in the Silicon Valley. So really, how not to mention academics here. However, going beyond that, I would say that one of the reasons why I chose Stanford out of the other offers I received was because of the Stanford spirit. I know it sounds cliche, but it's true. Like, you can notice that Stanford students have some qualities in common that reunite all of them. It doesn't matter your academic, economical, or geographical background. You're gonna find students who have the same passions as you. And if I had to choose like 3 words to describe Stanford community, I would choose entrepreneurship, service, and optimism. And that's why I chose Stanford. Okay, so we have come to our last question. And before some people get started about me not answering any of the essay questions, oh my God, there were so many essay questions. I wouldn't be able to answer all of them in this Q&A video. So I'm probably gonna have to record another video just for essay questions. And some people ask me to read my essays for Stanford. I'm only doing that if this video gets 1,000 views. That leads us to our last question. Not really a question though. Give us a tip for the application process by Isabella. Start early. I mean, literally as early as you can. This process is so complex and you have to work on so many things. Make sure you have a well-planned schedule and that you know what you're doing, you know what you have to do, and you know what you're looking for. Because universities are gonna analyze not only academically, but also your social aspects, and you should do that to them as well. So when you are deciding your college list, for example, take that into consideration. And yeah, that was it about answering your questions about the application process. If there are questions that I haven't answered yet, just leave in the comments below. If you like this video and you find it helpful, leave a thumbs up. And thank you so much for watching to here. Click in one of the videos appearing in the screen and I see you in 5 seconds.